Hi everyone, welcome to Plant People, and for our first episode I'm interviewing someone who is a really big inspiration to me and the whole movement at the moment. This is the creator of the vegan market in Sydney. This is Kate, everyone. Hi Kate.
Hi.
And this is Lucy. Hi Lucy.
Lucy.
So I need to know what made you decide that we needed a vegan market? Like, why can't vegans just go to every other market?
Well, I guess we can, but whether or not we're going to have anything to eat there is another question.
True.
Yeah. So I started running night markets, vegan night markets, back in 2014. And that was kind of going quarterly, and it just was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then Vegan New South Wales approached me 2017 and said to me, do you know anyone that could run a monthly market? And I was like, oh God, me. And I hesitated because at the time I was running 2 other businesses. And absolutely didn't have time, but really just felt like I had to. And then Sydney Vegan Market was launched in November 2017.
I was at that first market. That was at Marrickville, right?
Yeah.
How big was that one?
So I had about, I have to remember, but I think I had about 119 stalls. And it was mostly stalls. We didn't have the tent talks. We didn't have yoga. But we did have entertainment. And a lot of stalls.
And so to give people an idea, in a year, not only did you move venues, but what did that mean for the types of stalls and events you could hold at the market?
Oh, goodness. I mean, we actually, the entertainment quarter is our 4th venue.
Right.
So we've had quite a journey. You know, the beauty with the entertainment quarter is that the market is just sprawling. There's a lot of places for people to sit and chill and eat and listen to a tent talk and listen to some local DJs doing their thing, catch some morning yoga, and then just eat as much as they possibly can.
Yeah.
And then repeat. I know that a lot of people come and stay for the day. And that is the beauty with the entertainment quarter. There's like amazing infrastructure, there's parking. It's just perfect for us. I'm really very, very relieved and grateful that we found that space and that it's our home. And then we usually get up to about 15,000 people every month.
15,000 people.
Yeah.
And what do you reckon is the percentage of people who are already living a plant-based lifestyle as opposed to people who are just, curious?
I think, it's hard to know, but I think there is a lot of non-vegans that come, which just makes me so happy because one of the reasons I love doing this so much, because God, it's a lot of work, but one of the reasons I love it so much is because it makes veganism accessible. And, I think activism through burgers is really great.
I agree.
Yeah.
And T-shirts.
Yeah, right? Vegan leather coat, yeah. And if non-vegans come and they see the amazing community, like the vibe is just incredible. All of the amazing food, the products, and it feels doable.
Yes.
Even if it's just for that one day out of the month, I'm cheering. Like if they're vegan that one day, or if they extend it to like one day a week, that's huge. Like that feels really big for me. And I just think it's able to plant seeds in an accessible way so that people, they can have a play.
So you've just launched into Newcastle. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
What's next? World domination.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. We sent a survey out at the beginning of the year to all the Sydney Vegan Market audience, the huge audience that we have with that beast. And Western Sydney was a very loud voice in that survey.
Oh, so out Parramatta way or?
Yeah, I'm thinking even further, maybe Penrith.
Oh, really? Yeah, okay.
I'm flirting with some venues out there at the moment, so we'll see.
Ooh, look out, Western Sydney, we're coming for you.
Oh, yeah. And Newcastle, like the north was very big. We would like to have a vegan market in all regions. So yeah, but that of course it comes down to making sure that we have a great team. And like with Newcastle, we hired locals. So there's a market coordinator and assistant coordinator there. They know the lay of the land. I'm just in there to sort of show them how I've done it.
Yep.
Replicate it as much as we can, and then it's theirs.
Yeah.
It belongs to the community.
Yeah, that's great. So there'll be different stalls at each of the different markets, will there, as well as some similar ones?
Yeah. Okay. So, in Newcastle, we had a bunch of Sydney stalls come up, but prioritising locals is always a thing. So, because we often, like, we've got a couple of regular stalls at Sydney that travel all over the place, like from Newcastle, from Maitland, from Wollongong, everywhere. If they build it, they will come. It's cliched, but it's definitely happening.
That's awesome. All right, so tell me about pre-market Kate. So before you were this amazing person driving this force that is the Sydney vegan market, what was your journey? What was...
How far do you want me to go back? Well,
when you were born,
did
you always love carrots? No.
So I've got 2 kids, and I was a very young mum. So I was a teenage mum. And so I was 17 when I had my first baby and 23 when I had my second. So they're now 22 and 17 almost.
Okay.
And one of them, Alex, the older one, she curates all of the entertainment for us at Sydney Vegan Market.
That's awesome.
So she's a DJ and she books in all the vegan entertainers throughout the day. But around, it was maybe about 8 years ago, I started my first vegan business called the Vegan Tea House. And
I remember it.
Yeah. So that was it was a wholesale business. I started as a market stall holder though. And sorry, baby. I started doing markets. I went up to Newtown and did that for about 6 months, and I ended up selling that business last year.
Right.
And then I also I co-owned a business called Maker in Petersham, which was just massive. And
yeah, that sort of started small and became really big too, really quickly.
Yeah, that was
everything
big.
you touch.
Big. Stressful. But wonderful, wonderful. I think, my biggest thing is community building.
Yes.
I love being able to get community together and connect. Like that just feels really nice and really important to me. And so I ended up closing Maker this year and have just been focusing on the market.
And so your journey was to become this creator was through food originally?
Yeah, definitely. So I went vegan and I was at a local market in Marrickville and I really wanted a vegan treat, like a vegan something, like a sweet or something, and there was nothing. And so
I remember those times.
Yeah, there was
you had to leave the house prepared.
Yes.
Everywhere you went.
Yeah. and so I decided to make my own. And that's really where the Vegan Tea House started, like deciding that I was going to make vegan treats and sell cups of tea. And it was just this beautiful, idyllic kind of plan. But then I was also working full-time in this sort of semi-corporate vibe. And
interesting.
Yeah.
For some reason, I can't see that right now.
Which I feel really good about. Yeah. And yeah, it was just like not really me, but I was working full-time and had the girls and it was just a lot. And so I kind of promptly forgot about it, the Vegan Tea House. And then they made me redundant about 6 months later. And I'd been working there for 8 years, so they paid me like some good money. And so I decided, I was sitting having some coffee with a friend with a couple of friends, and I was like, what am I going to do with this money? Like, what am I going to do with it? I don't want to just like fritter it away. And then all of a sudden I remembered that I'd had this plan for the vegan tea house, and they were like, you have to do it. And so 2 weeks later I had a stall at Newtown and then sold out every week.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and then just sort of continued that, and and here I am. I honestly can't believe it.
That's fantastic. It's been this natural progression, like a snowball effect.
Yeah. It's been wonderful. It's been a lot of work, but being able to progress the movement and build community is, it's nice.
Because there's a common misconception about veganism that people are missing out.
Yeah, incorrect. No.
Yeah, I feel like it's the opposite. How about you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just come to the market, you know.
Yeah.
Come
to the market.
Come to the market. Because I'm such a foodie.
Yeah.
And have always been a foodie, and my politics have changed around what I can eat. But that doesn't mean I'm not a foodie anymore.
100%. Yes, I'm with you. Yeah.
And I want good food, damn it.
Yeah.
And you know, one of the amazing things, there's so many amazing things about SVM, Sydney Vegan Market, but one of the most exciting things is that there's been businesses that have been created because of it.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. And that feels amazing. Like the economy within the vegan community and the vegan community is growing. Like, people are actually able to make money, which is so great. Like, we need that.
Yeah.
We live in capitalism.
Yes,
we're going to have to survive. So if I can provide a platform for people to make money by selling like cruelty-free conscious things, yay.
Yeah, yay.
How good's that?
So good.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of all of that, I think we should go and try some of those amazing things right now.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for talking to us and for being such an inspiration.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Lucy, for being so well behaved.